Your dad came here with $20 in his pocket.
Yes, sir.
Every country has their dream. We have the American dream.
Yes.
I'm sure Germans have the German dream. Whatever that dream is that I'm sure your parents told you what the American dream was. But then you get here and you see your family struggle. You're like, well, damn, is that dream really possible?
Yeah. So, you know, the beautiful thing is my work ethic and my grind came from my mother and father. I give them all the credit. Obviously, God and my mother and father. I remember as a kid, my mom and dad would sell clothes out the trunk in the flea market.
Okay.
And they used to put the fanny pack on my, and so if they sold a shirt, they put the money right there. But I was a little kid and they put the money in my thing. So I was around the hustle.
Right.
So I remember them selling stuff out the car, then eventually get to a shopping center. They end up getting a store in a shopping center.
Right.
Then I remember them getting a store in a shopping center and end up being to a mall.
Mm-hmm.
And then they actually blew up, meaning as in they started making some real money.
Right.
But then also when I was like 15 years old, it all got taken away from them.
Wow.
Like
what happened?
I think it was some auditing, you know, that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it all got taken away. When I say all, like I remember
everything.
I remember they come in the store, wrapped everything up and take the whole store away. I remember seeing
So the tax man did
that
this.
type of stuff. Took everything. So I had to man up at 15, 16 years old. And remember, I'm in my music career. You know, I started like 13, 12 years old. But I was in Florida and then it hit hard on them. So they went back to New Orleans. And I was like, can I stay in Florida to fulfill my music career? Remember, I'm young.
Right.
And they love me so much, my mother and father. They love me so much. Whatever made me happy, they wanted to support me. Like, you know, when the neighbors said the music was too loud, they built the garage into a studio. You know, like them things that I remember as a kid, they didn't say stop. No, they said, we love you. Keep doing what you do. Right. They supported my music. They supported hip hop. And I remember like 18, 19, I had to man up officially, you know, 15, 16 now, got to man up. So I had to take care of them and me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So who did they leave? So when they went back to New Orleans, you stayed here in Miami with who?
I've been with my wife for like 19 years. Before that, I had a girl before her. So it was a friend of mine, a girlfriend of mine I came to Miami with.
Right.
And, you know, I used to stay at her mother's house. And I used to stay in, sleep in the back of the Honda Civic. And then sometimes I would find a hotel and stay in. We didn't have a really place to stay. And when I did, I kept getting kicked out of evicted. I couldn't pay the apartment note or the music was too loud and had to keep getting kicked out.
Right.
I used to make like $100 a week. I remember driving down this road where I live now, and I remember saying I'm going to live here one day. I started at pirate radio, underground radio out here. Then I ended up doing the big radio station with Uncle Luke. He gave me my opportunity on 99 Jams. After his show, he went on tour. I ended up doing my own show there. I ended up being big on radio. While I was on radio, I was producing music. Brothers like Fat Joe co-signed me, and it's the love and respect of me in Miami 7 days a week working. It just blossomed, and the success. I'm telling you in the short form, it just started.
Right.
I grinded so much. So to answer your question is, we come from the mud to now limestone and marble floors, and we put in that work.
Right.
Just like you did and everybody else did that's watching, I'm sure. Everybody got a story.
Does it make you appreciate what you have now even more, knowing how your parents immigrated here, knowing how the struggle, knowing you had lost it all and recaptured it tenfold?
Every day I take a shower and I look on the floor and it's marble. I said, I don't never want to lose this marble floor. I'll be taking a shower like, oh no, I ain't crazy. I got to stay focused. I don't take nothing for granted.
Right.
And I got this one thing too, is I tell everybody, I ain't going to argue about no blessing. Like, you know, sometimes we don't realize we get in arguments and biggers over blessings.
Yes.
I'm like, yo, you see this view we sitting on right now? We shouldn't even, we should be like,
what's the discussion?
Yeah, what are we talking about? You heard that bird? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Like, you see the cappuccino with the cognac? Like, are you all right? Like, but see, it takes somebody to say it for somebody to realize, you know what, you're right.
Right.
See, I'm not afraid to get in the middle of a conversation, say, yo, ain't no clouds outside. It's a blue sky. You can't be tripping right now.
Right.
I have to remind myself. And there's nothing wrong, because I enjoyed every moment of my hard times.
Yes.
I enjoyed it.
Makes you appreciate the good times.
I enjoyed it. It was hard to get where I'm at now. It was hard. But it reminds me how hard it was. That's why I make sure I never, ever not give thanks for it. You know what I'm saying? Because those trials and tribulations is what makes us.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it makes us a better person and makes us appreciate when we do get something.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's it.
You mentioned that you watch your family, your mom and dad struggle, make it selling color at the trunk or the car, and then get a strip mall and go to the big mall, and they're making some real money.
And get it all taken away.
Get it all taken away. That shaped you because I read where you personally pay everything. Nobody handle nothing.
I pay everything, and that's the biggest blessing. Anybody that's watching this, take care of your mother and father. Take care of them. Even if they don't need to be taken care of them, take care of them. You pay all their bills. You work for your family. You have kids, you work for your kids. You have a wife, you work for your wife. That's the number one thing you got to do. My mom and dad, like right now, my mom texted me right now. I think she went to go to Tallahassee, and they could have drove. I'm like, no, I'm going to send you a car service so you and dad don't have to drive. Enjoy the ride. You don't need to drive by yourself.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, little thing. Oh, I love you, son. Boom, boom. Yo, my mom will go, yo, whatever you need. I bought him a beautiful house. That was the best feeling in the world. I remember buying my dad a car, and I remember them buying me a car.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, that's, and I got kids, you know what I'm saying? And I tell my kids, everything is for you, but I teach them the same way my mom and dad taught me hard work, and they made sure they took me to work so I could see that, but they also showed me 100% love while they was working.
Yeah.
So I got to see the work and them being the best mother and father. You know what I'm saying? So they taught me to be a mother and father. They taught me how to be a man, and they taught me how to stay focused.
But you pay the electric bill, the gas bill,
everything.
You don't pass that off to nobody, Khaled?
I don't believe in no accountant. I don't believe in what's the thing called money manager.
Yeah.
All that. That's your business.
Khaled has all his.
I pay the grass, the car wash man, the guy that's cut my hair, the electric bill, the car note, the mortgage. I have a rule where my bank got to tell me, even if I tell them I approve it, don't listen to me. No, I'm not making. I want you to I'll give you my banker's number and ask them. I said, do not listen to me. And because like you're on an email or text, I approve. I do that, but they have to get a verbal.
Yeah, you got to call you and talk to
Khaled. FaceTime.
Yeah.
Because it's AIs out there now.
Okay.
You got to see me. I don't make nothing up. This is the truth. And because I have a rule, right? And tell me if you agree. You might, I don't know how you do your thing, but I have a rule. If you pay for everything yourself, you notice you're paying too much for stuff, right? And you notice you got to balance. It goes like this all the time. I got a rule. The balance got to always go like that. So if I touch that, that means it got to be replaced that hour no more than 2 weeks.
Right.
Okay, that's just a rule in my life.
Wow.
Now, if I notice I'm paying so much, if I let somebody else say, oh, to pay the bills, you're not going to notice it in real time because it gives you a harder time to fix it.
Right.
While I'm paying all these bills, traveling, vacation, my mom's bills, my house bills, shopping, the chef, the kids.
You probably help your wife's family?
Everybody. And I'm happy, but I feel it. And while I'm feeling it, tells me, book that gig. Yep, I'm going over there. Oh, I said no to that. I changed my mind. Are we keeping it real or not?
You keep it to 100.
We could talk all this big business manager. No. And no disrespect to all you beautiful business managers out there. I don't want to mess up your hustle, but I've heard a lot of crazy stories.
Right.
Okay. And there's no way in the world I'm letting somebody have the power to touch the hard work.
Right.
No way.